If you're a woman traveling alone for any amount of time, then being safe is always in the back of your mind. Here now to help with some self-defense moves is martial arts expert Mark Commean, who's also a police officer in Chatham. Mark, welcome back to the show.
Thank you for having me.
And Casey stuck around. She's going to be a part of our lesson.
Yes. Yes. Mark, tell me a little bit about your background.
About my background, I started training Gracie Jiu-Jitsu in 2001, and I trained at Fort Bragg, North Carolina, where I was a paratrooper in the 82nd Airborne. And then I came back here and then pursued Hoyler Gracie, and a guy named J.W. Wright in St. Louis, I was training under him and Hoyler Gracie. So Hoyler Gracie's my instructor, and I'm a professor under him. And it takes about 15 years, or it takes about 10 years to get a black belt. So that's the equivalent of a doctorate degree in self-defense.
So you know your stuff. So that means we're in good hands, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So how important is the mental aspect of self-defense?
It is very important. It's very important to know how to react when it's time to react, because these small windows are the only way somebody smaller can overcome a bigger, stronger individual.
Right.
So it's very important.
And Casey was mentioning to me a video you saw online.
I did. So recently, you actually took down someone that was like 3 times your size with these types of defense, right?
Yes, and it was a good show of how Gracie Jiu-Jitsu works against somebody bigger and stronger. A guy called me when I was at home and said he didn't respect Jiu-Jitsu and said he didn't think it would work on somebody his size. I said I respectfully beg to differ, and he said he wanted to try it out. So we turned it into a charity event and raised $1,000 for cystic fibrosis.
Oh,
that's
great.
awesome. Awesome.
Yes, and I was amazed at the amount of time that it actually took you. It was not long at all.
No, the longest part was the takedown, and bigger guys are always going to be harder to take down. But once it was on the ground,
that's right. You taught him.
We have a saying in Jiu-Jitsu: either we take them down and we choke them, or they take us down and we choke them.
Right.
Either way.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, I guess you guys are going to start with one move.
Well, let's start with you.
Oh, start with me. Okay.
You're up first.
Especially with women, I think one of the things they need to know, and one of the things that happens, is maybe they're in a relationship and a controlling individual, and they want to grab the wrists or control them when they get upset. I've seen it millions of times as a police officer. So what Melanie wants to do is she's going to drop in base right now. So she drops in base. Nice, nice, nice. And now she's just going to cover her head and step in with that foot.
Step in?
Yes. And now all she's going to do is she makes her wrist small so it's facing the hole in my middle finger and my thumb. And now what she's going to do is she just puts her elbow to my forearm. And I can't hold on no matter how strong I am because of body mechanics. So let's do it one more time.
Okay.
Let's do it one more time. So anytime you get touched, all you're doing is dropping in base, just to evaluate the situation. She's going to cover her head just in case I wanted to strike. And then she just steps in with that foot and then puts her elbow to my forearm. And I can't hold on. Try it at home.
I feel pretty tough, Mark. I feel pretty
tough.
Yes,
you should. You should.
All right, your turn, lady.
My turn.
All right. One of the most dangerous defenses you have to know, or the attacks, one of the most dangerous attacks is rear attacks, because you can't see them coming. So you have to be right on to defend them. Okay. All right? So when we're just going to pick me up once.
Okay.
When I come up from behind, and she feels this tickle on her neck, what she's going to do is she grabs my arm and drops in base. All right? Right there. Okay? And then what she's going to do is she's going to do a forward movement with her torso. So she drops in base and bends over, straight forward.
Okay.
All right.
We got less than a minute, I think.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. Here we go. So I come. She feels that tickle. She drops in base.
Oh my
she
gosh.
throws me down.
Casey.
I know.
Oh my gosh. She does more than make brownies. She does more than make brownies, right?
That's awesome. Thank you.
All things mama is tough.
She is all things self-defense.
So I'm really looking forward to learning a little more with you at your studio.
You're more than welcome anytime.
Yeah. How you feel?
I feel good.
Yeah.
Come on out and train.
And you teach kids self-defense as well, right?
4 to 12 years old, and at 13 they go into the adult class.
All right, Mark, thank you so much for being here. Casey,
Thank you.
thanks
Hope you guys have fun.
Thanks for sticking around and being
right.
such a good sport about everything.